Before the trophies, before the records, and before the entire world knew his name, Lionel Messi was simply a small boy from Rosario, Argentina, with a football at his feet. He was quiet. He was undersized. And when he stepped onto the field, he often looked as though he did not belong beside the bigger children. Then the ball reached him, and suddenly size stopped mattering. Messi grew up in a close-knit working family. His grandmother, Celia, recognized something special in him and encouraged him to play. Years later, he would point toward the sky after scoring, remembering the woman who first believed in him. But at 10 years old, his future became uncertain. Doctors diagnosed him with a growth hormone deficiency. The treatment required regular injections, and his family could not afford the continuing cost. The boy with an extraordinary gift was facing an opponent he could not dribble around. Then Barcelona invited Messi for a trial. At 13, he left Argentina for Spain, leaving everything familiar for a future nobody could promise him. In Barcelona, he was homesick and painfully shy. The other players were stronger and more physically developed. Messi did not answer their doubts with speeches. He answered with the ball. At 17, he made his first team debut. Soon came the breathtaking runs, impossible goals, and defenders chasing his shadow. He helped Barcelona win league titles and European championships, scored hundreds of goals, and became the first player to win 8 Ballon d'Or awards. Yet even the greatest career can contain deep disappointment. With Argentina, Messi carried the expectations of an entire nation. He lost the 2014 World Cup final. Then came defeat in the 2015 Copa America final, followed by another final loss in 2016. Afterward, exhausted and heartbroken, he announced his retirement from international football. Perhaps that is the cruelest burden of being extraordinary. People become so accustomed to your brilliance that they stop allowing you to be human. But Messi returned, not because the pain had disappeared, but because the dream still mattered. In 2021, Argentina defeated Brazil at the Maracanã, giving Messi his first major senior international trophy. His teammates lifted him into the air. The captain who had carried their hopes was finally being carried by them. One dream remained: the World Cup. Argentina began the 2022 tournament with a shocking loss to Saudi Arabia. Once again, their story appeared ready to collapse. Instead, they moved forward one match, one challenge, one act of belief at a time. In the final against France, Messi scored twice. France fought back. After extra time, the score was 3-3, and penalties would decide everything. Then the final kick reached the net. At 35, after years of criticism and heartbreak, Lionel Messi became a world champion. It looked like the perfect ending. But life rarely ends at its most beautiful moment. For years later, at 39, Messi led Argentina into another World Cup final, this time against Spain. His country stood one victory away from defending the title. The match remained scoreless through 90 minutes. Then, in extra time, Spain found the winning goal. Argentina lost 1-0. When the final whistle sounded, Messi was the captain accepting defeat, his final World Cup journey seemingly ending in tears. Yet this loss did not erase Qatar, Barcelona, Rosario, the painful injections, the trophies, or the millions he inspired. One difficult ending could not diminish an extraordinary journey. That is what makes Messi's story bigger than football. Success does not protect us from future disappointment. Achieving one dream does not mean we will never lose again. Courage is not reaching a place where nothing can hurt us. Courage is giving our whole heart even though we know it might. So, if you feel too small for your dream, remember the boy from Rosario. If you have failed before, remember the man who returned after every lost final. And if life changes the ending you imagined, remember that a painful final chapter cannot erase everything that came before it. Your greatest victory does not define your entire story. Neither does your latest defeat. What defines you is the courage to begin, the strength to return, and the grace to keep going without the promise of a perfect ending. Sometimes we rise, sometimes we fall, but every time we choose to love the journey again, we grow.